Pasta feels like the most Italian food on earth. Spaghetti, ravioli, lasagna, a national symbol on every plate. But dried noodle-like foods were being made and eaten in Asia and the Middle East long before anything resembling modern pasta existed in Italy. And the famous story that Marco Polo brought pasta back from China? Most historians now believe that's almost entirely a myth. Noodle-like dishes made from grain paste were already being recorded in China over 4,000 years ago, long before Rome even existed. The ancient Greeks and Etruscans also had their own early flat pasta-like dishes made from wheat dough, centuries before the Roman Empire rose to power. The Romans had a dish called laganum, thin sheets of dough widely considered an early ancestor of modern lasagna. But it was baked, not boiled, and nothing like pasta as we know it today. So the real breakthrough wasn't inventing noodle-shaped food. It was figuring out how to dry it for long-term storage and trade. That breakthrough is credited to Arab traders and settlers in Sicily, sometime around the 9th century. Living in a dry climate perfect for preservation, they developed a method to dry thin strands of durum wheat dough, creating a food that could survive long sea voyages without spoiling. This dried pasta became an ideal trade good, lightweight, long-lasting, and easy to transport across the Mediterranean by ship. From Sicily, this new dried pasta technique spread gradually north across the Italian peninsula over the following centuries. By the 17th century, one Italian city had become the undisputed center of pasta production: Naples. Naples had the perfect combination: abundant durum wheat, a warm, dry climate ideal for drying pasta outdoors, and a poor population desperate for cheap, filling food. For centuries, pasta was actually considered street food for the poor, eaten plain or with just a bit of cheese, since tomatoes hadn't even arrived in Europe yet. Tomatoes only arrived in Europe from the Americas in the 16th century, and it took nearly 200 more years before anyone thought to pair them with pasta at all. The pairing that would define Italian cuisine forever, pasta with tomato sauce, didn't become common until the late 18th century. Once that combination caught on in Naples, it spread rapidly, and pasta transformed from simple peasant food into the foundation of what the world now recognizes as Italian cuisine. By the 19th century, pasta had become deeply woven into Italian national identity, even as its true origins stretched back to Asia, the Middle East, and Arab Sicily. The Industrial Revolution transformed pasta production from a labor-intensive craft into a fast, affordable, mass-produced staple. Mass emigration from Italy in the late 19th and early 20th centuries carried pasta across the Atlantic, embedding it into American, South American, and global cuisine. Today, pasta is produced and consumed on nearly every continent, with hundreds of regional shapes and traditions built on top of that original Sicilian drying technique. What started as a practical solution for long-distance food storage became one of the most beloved and recognizable foods in the entire world. Today, pasta feels as Italian as anything can possibly feel. But its true history is a story of Chinese kitchens, Arab traders, and Sicilian ingenuity. Even the beloved Marco Polo legend, repeated for generations, turns out to be almost entirely fiction. A good story that simply isn't true. The next time you twirl a fork through spaghetti, remember, it was never really invented in one single place. It was built piece by piece, across an entire ancient world.